Ready? Okay, thanks. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. The time's 9 a.m. We are going to begin our Board of Commissioners regular board meeting. At this time, let everybody know that all the commissioners are here, as well as our county coordinator and auditor treasurer. And let's do the Pledge of Allegiance next. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our third agenda item today is the request. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
I have none, Mr. Chair.
Okay, hearing that there's no amendments to the agenda, I need approval to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there a second?
Second.
And Commissioner Noska, Commissioner Newman, thank you. Hearing no, any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And the agenda is approved. Okay, agenda item number 4 is our consent items.
Today we have meeting minute approval for October 7th, 2025. Gambling permit, Long Prairie Hockey Association. Accept the resignation of Mari Van Heel, Administrative Assistant, 10/2/25. Hire Dese Vadea Gonzala, Part-Time Correctional Officer, start date to be determined. Hire Social Worker Marissa Gonzala, start date to be determined.
Thank you. Those are consent items. We would need a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Commissioner Denny's got the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Noska on the second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion at this point, so let's take a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Item number 5 is our 2025 Employee Third Quarter Service Awards.
All right, Commissioners, good morning, everyone. Today, we have the honor of recognizing 8 incredible Todd County employees who have reached years of service milestones. Each of these individuals has dedicated their time, energy, and talents to serving our residents and helping to make Todd County a better place to live, work, and raise a family. And we're going to ask each of you to come up to receive a certificate from Chairman Byers, and then we'll just have you step to the side. We'd like to get a photo at the end. We're going to start out with Corey George's 5 years of service. All right. Then we have Shelley Grothin, 20 years of service. Then we have Chris Odden, 20 years of service. Vicki Pakowitz, 35 years of service. Lisa Partika, 20 years of service. Tracy Selnow, 5 years of service. Laura Winter, 20 years of service. And Stacy Walbeck, 10 years of service. On behalf of the Todd County Board of Commissioners and all of us here, thank you for your commitment to public service. Your work truly reflects our county's values, integrity, collaboration, and service. Congratulations on your years of service, and thank you for being part of what makes Todd County such a special place. So.
Deb will, the employees will put that and the commissioners can find a place except Barb. Sorry, I have to be the fun. Barb's automatic. She's very good at this, so much better than me. I'm gonna do, okay, are you checking? No, I can't see, right now I can. Now you got, okay, no,
Find a window.
maybe, you're trying to go in. Right there, I don't know what your name is. Chris. Yeah, Chris, would like to come on that end, there. And then you're gonna have to scooch this way, so Lou, you're up on this side, and you move this way too. Me? Yep, and then you move that way too. Yeah, she's trying to get you in
the
so I
window.
got your. How about an ankle thing? You were actually good where you were, so go back. We'll move in. Chris, squeeze in, there we go, okay, I'm gonna get a couple. I think I got everybody. 1, 2, 3. Now don't move, 1, 2, 3, because she needs some of the paper. Don't move in just a little bit. Okay. Professional. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, congratulations, congratulations. Thank you, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations, have a good rest of your day.
You're gonna need names? Yeah. Okay. I'll send those to you.
Well, you get out of it pretty much.
Okay,
Awesome.
that'll work, yep.
Good job, everyone. Congrats to our employees and their service. Really appreciate their work. Okay, agenda item 6 is our warrants from the county auditor treasurer, please.
Today, we have the commissioner warrants. Background was sent to you for your review. The recommendation is to approve the commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling in the amount of $135,634.39.
Okay, our commissioner warrants this time frame are in the amount of $135,634.39. We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Becker has a second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion. We'll take a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Noska?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
The next item I would have is the Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants. Again, background was sent for your review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling in the amount of $61,832.33.
Okay, 6.2, Health and Human Services Commissioner warrants. This is going to be an amount of $61,832.33. Can I get a motion to approve that, please?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Commissioner Denny, thank you. Randy, is that you second? Okay, Commissioner Newman's got the second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion. Let's take a roll call vote.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Noska?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
The next item I have then is the Health and Human Service SSIS warrants. Background was sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Service SSIS warrants with an ACH and a regular manual payment totaling the amount of $303,109.08.
Okay, agenda 6.3 is Health and Human Services SIS warrants. The amount this time frame is $303,109.08. We would need a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion for approval.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. Is there a second?
Second.
And Commissioner Noska got the second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion. We'll take a roll call vote.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Noska?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yeah.
The last item I have then today is the adopting of the 2026 county fee schedule. Background, Todd County has built the county fee schedule to be implemented for 2026, and a public hearing was held on October 7th, 2025 to gather any public input on the proposed fees. If you recall, nobody was here, and we have not received any phone calls or emails. Options are to adopt the 2026 fee schedule as presented, do not adopt it, or to adopt with alterations. Recommendation is to adopt the 2020 fee schedule with alterations, that should have been typed in there, to be effective January 1, 2026 per the attached document. And I will add discussion right away. We will be removing the park fee schedule. That was on there and we left it on in error. We did attend the park board meeting and it was discussed that night. So until further notice, we're just going to remove that fee schedule amount. And I believe we have discussion also on cannabis.
Yeah, can we scroll to the P and Z page by chance? Thank you.
Is there
One
a,
more after this.
okay,
Yes, right there.
okay.
Good morning. At the last, when we did the public hearing for this, if you go up just a little bit
Oh,
back up.
sorry.
I think it's like part C there, number 5, we added that as a placeholder until we could get more information on establishing separate fees for our cannabis businesses. And Jackie and I worked back and forth yesterday and I think some information was sent out. So based on everything that we've gathered, I think the cleanest thing to do right now is to just eliminate that number 5. We would permit these cannabis businesses like any other commercial or industrial structure at the $10 per 100 rate. So we're not separating them from any other type of commercial or industrial operation. And that's based on the feedback from John, Jason, and from AMC that Jackie had gathered also, that we don't want to, separate them out and identify them separately. So I think that's at this time, and then through 2026, we can monitor more closely what the staff costs of these, it would really be all types of commercial industrial operations are, and we can adjust the fee schedule accordingly from that.
Did everyone receive the communication and able to go through it all? Just to make sure that.
I took a look. Yeah.
Mr. Chair, if you want to do the motion and second, and then you can go into discussion.
Okay. Well, we need a motion to approve the 2026 county fee schedule with the proposed alterations.
So moved.
And we need a second then?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, when it comes to the cannabis, state's got our hands tied. Well, we can't do crap,
Right.
so basically, we're gonna have to live with it and figure it out in the next 5 to 10 years.
And at that point, it may be too late already, but
I know.
just saying, I mean, we're allowed to permit a adult use business land permit fee. Why aren't we allowed to do a cannabis permit fee? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be 1,000 per 100 square feet, but I mean, we can do it for the adult use businesses, but we can't do it for cannabis? I mean, that's just a question I have, and I know we got some correspondence from our legal team and from other people, but where are we supposed to get it from then? I mean, we didn't get answers to that.
Yeah, I don't know where that adult use fee came from. That has been the fee since before
Right,
my
right.
time here. But I think,
But you're singling something out. You are setting them off aside and giving them a different designation, and this is different than what we have anywhere else as well.
it's absolutely a fair point. And I think 2026, we learn, we'll take the information we can get and make a decision based on the things we learn over the next year, and we can adjust for 2027. There's just so many unknowns right now.
Mr. Chair.
If I,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I would recommend that when you go to your AMC conference at the end of the month on the 31st, this would be a topic you'd want your committees to take to, your lobbyists to take to legislation, and also then in December, stress hard with those specific committees to take some action at the state level, since your hands are tied here. That's just my recommendation. You have that AMC to back you, so.
Mr. Chair, if I could, can we not even set a fee that would cover the cost? Because, I mean, there's a lot of cost in this already. You've had 3 planning and zoning meetings. You're going to have to make numerous visits to the place of business, if there is a place of business. So I don't know why we can't set a fee.
Can we have an actual cost fee? I mean, can we clock the
fee.
hours that we put into it and say, here's what you're gonna pay?
I just simply don't know how to answer that at the moment, just based on the information we gathered yesterday. that might be the thing we do going into 2027 based on the actual information. You know, we're gonna be able to go do these site inspections. We can tally hours and figure out what the actual staff costs are. We just don't know what that is right now because we haven't been through the process entirely. With the planning and zoning, the planning commission meetings and stuff, that fee is covered under the CUP application fee. So we're looking beyond that, what are the costs? So those have already been paid for. And
Why can't we go same with Health and Human Services with their food? I mean, if you have a restaurant, they charge so much for a visit there. You know, we've already got a pattern set, so why can't we continue to use that pattern?
Don't you on your septic stuff have like, you just were talking a couple months ago about site visits if,
yep. And that's what we had changed here, the format in which we do our septic inspections. That's really based upon what we've noticed over the years of, I would say, last 2, 3, 4 years of what we noticed about having to do those additional site visits. So that's based on actual information. We just don't have that right now. And just in, you know, trying to avoid any sort of down the road issues at this point in time, I think that's the safest option, and we can adjust for 2027 based on actual data that we can accumulate here. We could adjust that commercial industrial fee up a little bit. Right now it's $10 per 100 square feet. We don't get a ton of those types of permits, but recognizing that that affects any type of industrial or commercial business, not just cannabis. I think that's just the safest option at the moment. Is just to eliminate number 5 and permit them the same as any other type of business like that. There's nothing in the statute that says we can't set a separate fee, but all of our guidance we're getting from legal, from AMC, all of them is saying be very careful about separating any cannabis operations and isolating them separate from any other permit types. And the permit fees are only intended to cover staff costs, not to have any sort of money-making opportunity beyond that, as much as we'd like to have that.
Why can't you set it at staff costs then? Why can't you keep contract, you know?
I don't know the ins and outs of establishing that because we have multiple different staff working on them at various times. So I wouldn't know because we need to set this today. I don't know how we would calculate that or how we establish that in there.
Can we leave one part of this out? You
No,
cannot.
the recommendation would be if you're not happy with this and you want more, we can continue to do another public hearing, because we would have to open this to public hearing again and then approve it later in the year. We just need to approve it in 2026, moving into 2027. So that is a step we can do. If you want to continue to do research on this, you do have the option of tabling this today and then opening up a public hearing process again and moving
Oh, you would
forward.
have to open up the public hearing plus bring it to board again.
Yep.
So you would need 2 more meetings.
Yep, that's correct.
Well, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Are we going to rescind this one, or are you going to table it, or are you going to we'll vote on it?
And again, your options were listed, either to adopt, do not, or to adopt with alterations.
One other option was to push it along further this year, correct?
That's kind of what's on the
You can
table
make
now.
that.
Right, I know, well, but we still have a motion and a second on the table right now, though. That has to be dealt with first.
Yeah.
I don't care to be delaying the entire fee schedule for this one.
You could also just approve this today and then revisit.
Rescind it.
Just that, no, approve today with, in your option, approve today with revisiting the cannabis, and we can just open up
The
that
cannabis?
option.
Okay.
That way, it is approved with the amendment of continuing to look at the cannabis, and then we would go from public hearing just on the cannabis portion. That's an option too.
And I'll change my motion to include the park and trails removal, okay? And then we will leave the cannabis, the right to open that up and discuss that further down the road. Okay?
So you want it to be reconsidered, the original motion be reconsidered?
Yes.
Who made the second?
Yeah, I'll second that new motion.
Okay.
Is everyone clear on what his reconsidered motion is? Okay. Are there any discussion further on the reconsidered motion? I'm hearing no discussion. We'll take a voice vote. All in favor of the reconsidered motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Can I have one more with you, Adam, here while you're still here? I know we have this fee schedule that was set and our commercial businesses were $10 per 100. How long has it been that way? Do you know?
It's actually proposed from 25 into 26, it would be $2 more per 100 square feet. And I don't remember before that, the last time it would increase, I could get
It
you
was
that release.
$8?
It was 8,
Okay,
now it's
so-
10. I don't know what the history beyond that.
Okay, sounds
at the
good. I was
moment
just
is.
curious
Yeah.
how long it had been since it's been changed. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for those that participated. Next on our agenda is facilities. If you're following along, it's item number 7. We'll start with the Justice Center Bridge. Mitch, is this a resolution or just a informational, or is this?
No, it's approval to.
The cost was
Yep,
about
the
5?
cost
Okay,
was,
thank you.
so I'll go ahead. So the Justice Center Bridge is the topic here, and the background is during a repair on the Justice Center Bridge, it was found that the bridge was in worse shape than anticipated. The main structure metal supports were rusted through and in need of replacement. This project was completed for a cost of $5,585.33 from Arnson Constructions. The options are to approve Arnson Construction for the bridge repair cost of $5,585.33, or do not approve the request. The recommendation to the Todd County Board of Commissioners is approve Arnson Construction for a bridge repair cost of $5,585.33. And basically what had happened on this, we had a break in one of the metal welds, and when we had them in to repair it, we had to remove the decking, and it just basically spiraled out of control, and we ended up replacing all the mainframe structure supports on the bridge, which meant all new top decking that was all wood that had to be all cut out, and then all the metal supports underneath had to be cut out. So we were anticipating something very, very small, and ended up being a major project, which we didn't foresee. And once we had it apart, that's what we had, so.
So, Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
that bridge was replaced, what, 10 years ago?
So it wasn't replaced, I've been here 9 years, it wasn't replaced during my time. I don't know, I tried digging in my history, I couldn't find the last time it was replaced, but it has been replaced in the past. You know, it's kind of a catch-22 item, because obviously we salt the bridge, right? To ensure safety for constituents going in and our employees. And with that being said, that will rust the metal out a little bit quicker than normal. We do keep an eye on it, but unfortunately where it did break originally, we couldn't see, and it rots from the top side, because that's where the salt hits it the worst. So it's just kind of one of those things that can happen with maintenance. Unfortunately for us, it was a little bit bigger repair. So hopefully we can get, you know, another 15 to 20 years out of the replacement it did. We did go with a different product, something that they thought would last a little bit better under the circumstances. So we'll hope for the best.
Okay. We need to get a motion to approve if it's so decided.
I'll motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. There's a second?
I'll second it.
And a second. Any further discussion? I'm hearing no discussions. Take a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next up is 7.2, Battle Point Parks well.
All right, so the background on this is during the October 8th Park and Trails meeting, it was discussed to have a hand pump for water added to the Battle Point Park area. This will be an added benefit to those who use the park as well as help with some cleaning. Bids were submitted with a low bid from Wheels Water Service for a total cost of $7,232.76. The options are to approve the addition of water to be added from Wheels Water Service for a cost of $7,232.76 or do not approve request. The recommendation to Todd County Board is to approve the addition of water to be added from Wheels Water Service for a cost of $7,232.76.
Okay. Requested for us to add the well at Battle Point Park. As you can see, the funding source is Parks and Trails.
Yep, correct.
Any motion to approve? Anyone?
So we'll,
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. And a second from Barb. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion. We'll take a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch.
Agenda item 8 is an abatement, and our county assessor will present this to us.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I am here today to present an abatement on behalf of Daniel Schroeder. Background on this is homestead was removed on parcel 33-00-33800 for the 2023 assessment. Parcel owner Daniel Schroeder filed an abatement and a homestead application on September 8th, 2025. The application states that he has owned and occupied this parcel continuously during his ownership, which began in December of 2017. The difference in tax amounts due is $296 for 2024 and $376 in 2025. Options today are to approve the abatement request for taxes payable 24 and 25 in the amount of $672 or to deny the abatement request. Recommendation is to approve the request for abatements for tax years 2024 and 25 in the amount of $672.
Thank you. At this point, we would need a motion to approve this abatement.
I'll make the motion for the approval of the abatement.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Denny, thank you for the second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion, so at this point, we'll take a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you. And next it would be agenda item 9, and we'll start off planning and zoning with the October Planning Commission information.
Sorry. That first item is just informational. It's the minutes and staff report and stuff, so that was in the packet for you to view, so we can move past that unless there are specific questions on it.
So,
Number-
Mr. Chair, Adam, what's the timeline on things going forward now? You're going to have a meeting on the 6th of November?
Yes, whatever the first Tuesday.
Yeah, I believe
yeah.
that's the 6th. And so then it would come to the, I mean, how long do we have before the planning and zoning have to make a decision on
Are
it?
you just in general upcoming timeline? Okay, yes, we have that meeting, I think it was the 6th. And then those items from that meeting would go to the commissioners here, that second meeting of November, which, I don't know what that date is. The 18th.
18th.
Yep. And so that's generally the first Thursday of the month, and then the second commissioners meeting is kind of the, unless something out of the ordinary happens, but it's generally the timeline for these.
And when does the decision have to be made by? I mean, you've got so many days that, I mean, can it be carried over to the December meeting or not?
Are you talking about a specific application?
I'm talking about this application, yeah, the Danielle.
Okay,
Robinson, right?
it looks like December 9th would be 120 days.
Okay,
So, yeah. Our first meeting is December 2nd. In board.
Yep. Okay.
So there would be, yep. And that was something we discussed at the meeting, is to not continue to push this off, so there was a couple opportunities for the commissioners to view this, so. To move into today's applications? Okay. So this would
Go for
be the Bontrager request for CUP, an application for CUP to establish a retail greenhouse operation with the addition of 4 greenhouses and 2 canopies on parcel 07007200 in Eagle Valley Township, was submitted on September 8th. This was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the October meeting, and the final recommendation from the Planning Commission was to grant the CUP with the conditions below. Options are to grant the CUP with the conditions, develop findings to deny the CUP, or remand it back to the Planning Commission for further consideration. Recommendation is to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP with the conditions below. Number 1, the greenhouse operator must provide adequate off-street parking for all greenhouse traffic. No parking will be allowed within the road right-of-way. 2, no loading or unloading materials will be allowed within the road right-of-way. 3, driveway access shall be widened to allow for 2-way traffic prior to the start of operation. 4, business is restricted to the construction of the 4 additional greenhouses and 2 canopies as identified in the application. Construction of additional greenhouses will require the review of the Planning Commission. And 5, the applicant must obtain additional permitting and/or licensing from additional government agencies as necessary.
You got it all?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So 9.2, William Bontrager, sound right? Bontrager?
Bontrager. Yeah.
Bontrager, thank you. Bontrager, like the grill. Okay, Bontrager, Cup. Need a motion to approve.
I'll motion to approve this one.
Okay, Commissioner Nasa's got the motion. Anybody want a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Denny's got the second. Any discussion?
Is this, yes, Mr. Chair, is this the one that they were, about the gravel road past their place?
Nope, that one's coming up yet.
One's coming
Yep,
up.
this one's on a paved county road.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? I'm hearing no further discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And carried. 9.3, Byler request for Cup.
Okay, an application for a CUP to establish a machining and repair business on parcel 17003100 in Little Sauk Township was submitted on September 5th, reviewed by the Planning Commission during the October meeting, and the final recommendation was to grant the CUP with the conditions below. Options are to grant the CUP with conditions, develop findings to deny, or remand it back to the Planning Commission. Recommendation is to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP with the conditions below. Number 1, outdoor storage of products shall be allowed, but shall be conducted in compliance with section 901B of the Planning and Zoning Ordinance. 2, there should be no loading or unloading materials within the road right-of-way. And 3, the applicant shall abide by all other applicable federal, state, and local standards.
Okay, well, not too many conditions on that one, so let's talk about Byler request. We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you. Commissioner Newman, is there a second?
Second.
And Commissioner Nasa's got the second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion. We'll take a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed and carried. 9.4 would be the, maybe another Bontrager. Traeger, sorry.
An application to amend CUP 2020-021 to eliminate condition number 3, add an additional 30 by 100 greenhouse and a 12 by 20 storage space, and to eliminate the sheet metal business and construct poly furniture in the existing structure was submitted on September 8th. The site is located on parcel 0700235500 in Eagle Valley Township. Planning Commission reviewed the application during the October public hearing, and the final recommendation was to grant the amendment as requested. Options are to grant the CUP amendment, develop findings to deny the CUP amendment, or remand it back to the Planning Commission. Recommendation is to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP amendment as requested.
All right, 9.4, we're amending the old
Yep, this
cup?
was an existing CUP that had a single greenhouse and a sheet metal business. They essentially want to add another greenhouse and then convert the sheet metal business to a poly furniture business. In that, the condition number 3 was a condition to, I think I might have it here. maybe I don't. It was a condition to pay a fee to the township on an annual basis. I believe it's $2,000 a year for road maintenance for 10 years, and then we would review it. And so the request was to remove that condition from having to supply that to the township for road maintenance.
Has the township reviewed that then? Are they good with it?
Yep, so that had to, like with every CUP application, they had to go to the township, present it before they came to talk with us. I know the township was not in favor of obviously removing that condition, but they did not attend the meeting that night to voice any concerns. They never submitted any correspondence or anything to us in the process.
Okay, we have the Bontrager request 9.4. Need a motion to move it forward to approve it.
I want to make the motion to approve it as with the amended condition number 3.
Okay, and second would be needed to go forward.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. Any discussion or any further discussion?
Did we not have any correspondence from the township at all?
Nope. They came in and talked to me the day of or day before the meeting, and I offered them an opportunity to put their thoughts in writing, so at least I could read it, and they declined that opportunity.
That was the gentleman that was downstairs the day I was
Yeah,
there.
yep, it was the same day you stopped in, yep.
Yeah. And he said that, if I can kind of requote his, that they were having, they wanted it to stay on because they couldn't grade the road during the week because it was so busy and a lot of traffic on that road.
Yeah, there's a lot of, because during the greenhouse season, that's a busy greenhouse.
Yeah.
And there's 2 of them on that road too. So there is maintenance costs and such with that the funds go towards that. You hear differing stories about whether the maintenance is getting done or not. And, you know, we only heard one side of the story that night. I think you were there that night, and so was Tim too. We only heard one side.
Without going too far down the rabbit hole, it sounds like the last few years that road's been neglected as far as maintenance, and talking with a public works engineer too, who said that the amount of traffic of lighter vehicles, cars, vans are not gonna have the impact that obviously the semis would, so if it's not being if the agreement's not being upheld on both ends.
Do we have a fee on any other town? Any other, I mean, was it a condition that we put on other greenhouses?
I don't know, no, it was put on that one specifically.
There was one example from before I had come to Todd County of a trucking business that had a road maintenance, something with the township, but no other greenhouses have ever had a similar condition to this, that, at least that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chair, if there is a question on the high traffic volume, we could get the county engineer to go out and put counters on each end of that township road and figure out what the traffic is, so.
Well, at this point, if we didn't hear anything from the township and they had their opportunity to voice it, it's not us anymore.
That's my take on it too. You were aware you got an opportunity to deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, then we will move forward with the cup, so. Any more discussion? All right, hearing no discussion, we do have a motion in a second. I think we had a second. Yeah, we got a second. Let's take a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. 9.5 is up next.
I think I had one more, didn't I?
I got one more, 9.5.
9.5, yep.
Similar name, but, yeah, probably the same name, but
Yeah, it's another.
Bontrager.
Arnold
another,
or Alfred or
Yeah, now I've lost my spot here.
Alex.
I'll just read it from the screen. And this is an application to request a review of CUP number 2023-024 and a request to add one additional 34 by 148 greenhouse, which was submitted on September 10th. Site is located on parcel 1300169902 in Iona Township. The application was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the October public hearing, and the final recommendation was to grant this CUP with the condition, or with no additional conditions. Options are to grant the CUP, develop findings to deny the CUP, or remand it back to the Planning Commission. Recommendation is to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP as requested.
All right, 9.5, the barn Traeger request for cup. We need a motion to approve. This is up in Ionia Township. Beautiful part of the county.
So move.
Got it. Moved by Commissioner Newman, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Denny. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I just want to throw in that all these greenhouses do charge sales tax, so which adds to our 1/2 cent sales tax to help
Right.
keep the county roads up. So just throwing that in there.
As many of these have come through today, I don't know, maybe we should be able to look at the greenhouse business.
Exactly.
Flowers must be great sellers.
Yep.
Oh, flowers and poly furniture. Okay, well, God bless them. It's glad they're in town. All right, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing no further discussion, take a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Up next is 10, agenda item 10, Health and Human Services, and they're going to talk about our biennial service agreement with MFIP.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners.
Yeah,
Steve
good
and I are
morning.
here to present a board action form for the MFIP Biennial Service Agreement for 2026-2027. Some background. Counties are required to have a biennial service agreement approved by the Minnesota Department of Human Services to receive consolidated funds for the Minnesota Family Investment Program. The purpose of the biennial service agreement is to provide DHS with information about services and strategies intended to meet program measures with the goal of increasing the economic stability of low-income families using MFIP. The application was submitted with the board action form for your review. Your options are to approve the 2026-2027 MFIP Biennial Service Agreement for Program Administration by Todd County, or to not approve. It's our recommendation you approve the 2026-2027 MFIP Biennial Service Agreement for the Program Administration by Todd County. We do have Minnesota SEP coming in on November 4th to do their annual update, which will include their numbers for the last year as well.
Okay, we have our biennial service agreement, Commissioners. We need a motion to sign this agreement, correct?
Correct.
I'll make the motion.
Excellent, thank you, Commissioner.
Approval, yeah.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second now. Open up for any discussion. I'm hearing no discussion, so let's take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Agenda item 11 today is our administration. They're going to talk about, first thing is personnel policy revisions of the safety committee.
Still trying to get here for this.
All right. The first board action we have is Personnel Policy Revision, Section 7.25, Safety Committee. Based on input from the Safety Committee, Policy Committee, and feedback from the County Commissioners at the last work session, we are presenting revisions to Section 7.25, Safety Committee, effective October 21st, 2025. And then Denise, if you could scroll down to maybe the clean version. This one. Stop, go back up. A little bit more, right there. Okay. Scroll down now. Stop, right there. Okay, so under here, section 7.25, we adjusted section B based on last work session conversation. We added historic courthouse lower level, 1 representative, and then historic courthouse main level, 1 representative, and then we added emergency management in there.
Thank you. So 11.1 is a revision in the representation of a safety committee. So we would need a motion to approve this.
No motion to approve it.
Good, very good. I like that. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Good job. And any discussion? I hear no discussion. Let's take a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Next up is 11.2, deferred compensation vendor options, which there'll be presentation and potential questions, please.
All right, background on this board action is following discussion at the most recent work session, the county board requested administration to bring forward a resolution updating the county's deferred compensation plan vendors. The proposed changes reduces the number of available 457 plan vendors from 3 to 2. Going forward, the authorized vendors will be the Minnesota State Retirement System and Nationwide. As of December 31st, 2025, employees will no longer be able to contribute to Wenzel Financial Services accounts, as they will no longer be an approved 457 vendor. This update streamlines plan administration and aligns with best practices for consistency and efficiency in deferred compensation plan management. Options would be 1, to approve the resolution, 2, do not approve the resolution, and the recommendation would be to approve the attached resolution establishing deferred compensation vendor plan options.
Okay, everyone has seen this before us. I'm going to, before I even ask for a motion, ask if there's any discussion.
Thank you. I believe Mr. Wenzel must be here to, come on in. He wants to talk, I guess.
I did not know Mr. Wenzel was showing up today.
Yeah, I guess so. So can we allow him
notified.
to speak on this? Is that a proper thing to do, or is it not?
Let's have our
okay?
discussion and then we'll
We're up for discussion here. So,
I have a quick first question, if I may. I had an employee reach out and ask a couple of questions, and one of them was, how many Todd County employees currently use is it Wenzel, LPL, whatever? Does anybody have that information? How many are currently enrolled in that program? I thought we talked about this last
I
time.
thought we did too. I don't know. I don't recall the number.
I guess that information was not requested of me.
No,
to-
No, it
yeah.
wasn't. It was.
It wasn't required. It just came
recently,
up. We did got
like
an email
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So I hadn't shared that. So we don't, at this point, I can't answer that for them. The other question was, paraphrase, what does best practices for consistency and efficiency mean as far as Wenzel being eliminated as a vendor? If there's something I should know about Wenzel that you do, this is addressed to a couple commissioners. I happen to have a large investment with them and concerned about Todd County eliminating them. So the question is, what does best practices for consistency and efficiency mean as far as this vendor being eliminated?
And just a note, I'm not answering that question per se, commissioners, but by eliminating that as a plan through Todd County, it doesn't mean that anybody that they don't stop contributing to their Wenzel. So
So in order to contribute to a 457, it has to be through payroll and you have to have a government agency.
So
Yeah.
they're done
Right.
doing a 457.
They can keep their money there and let
Yes.
it grow.
Yes.
Yep, or roll it into something of their choosing. Yeah, but currently with MSRS and Nationwide, we can go in online and say, okay, this employee is contributing this goes to their account, this goes to their account, and we send in the check. Currently with Wenzel, we don't have that option. We just send in a check and hope it gets to the correct accounts.
Okay.
So there is better standards or better processes in place with the other two. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Did you ask a question?
No, Randy, you have a question?
Okay. Any other questions or?
I guess my concern is, I mean, we've got some concerned employees, a couple at least, that were aware of this because they checked what was up on the agenda for today. Some of them may not even be aware this was talked about, that we're utilizing this. So, I mean, as for me right now, I don't think it's a bad idea just to gather some more information on it prior to closing it out. I mean, does it have to be done today? Is that an issue, or can it be done, next meeting or something like that?
No, it can be done next meeting.
Yeah, I mean, just to be square that we're still offering the best services we can for our employees and what they would prefer.
Commissioner Oscar, are you motioning to table it? Or are you?
I
You want
am
some more
motioning to table it,
information,
yes, table it, but with more discussion if we can.
And I'm fine with tabling it for today, but as long as Mr. Wenzel's here, I would like to,
Yeah, the issues that we do have they been addressed? I don't know.
I don't
Or
know.
can they be addressed? I don't know.
Well, it's up to the board if they wanted to hear from Mr. Wenzel. He's not specifically on the agenda, but you don't have to come back. You could certainly stay and talk to the team here too, outside of the meeting if it's something you wanted to do also, but I think at this point we have a motion to table it because there's some information that a couple commissioners are looking to gather. And so you made the motion, Lou?
I'll second the motion.
And Commissioner Denny's going to second that motion to table this until we get a couple things.
second.
Yeah, we'll bring it back. Don't need a second?
No. you
Okay,
can
don't
just
need a
table
second.
it.
Thank you. We're going to table it until we have a further discussion, and our guests can stick around and we can discuss. Okay? Perfect. Thank you, administration. At this point, we're going to our standing reports, which are, start with county auditor treasurer report. And what do we know today?
Well, we just finished up tax season for October 15th. We're still working through settlement. It'll be interesting to see what our dollar amount is this year compared to last year. I did have several calls from individuals that maybe have ag taxes in November and then a few parcels for October. And due to federal cuts, they were not getting their government checks. And so
yeah.
they were looking for leniency. Well, I can't do that unless the state authorizes some type of leniency. So it'll be interesting to see. And I do know our postal system was absolutely terrible. We're still, as of yesterday, getting things postmarked from the 15th. So we really have to take our due diligence and watch the postmark stamped dates. So it'll be interesting to see. The other item we have is still, and I've mentioned it before, but I just want public to know, the upcoming special elections on November 4th is the Upsala School District and the Wadena District School District, and absentee voting is available now, and you just need to contact either the district office for Upsala or Wadena. You would need to contact the Wadena Auditor's Office for that. And the information on any polling locations, you would want to contact those entities. And that's all I have today. Oh, and I will be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week as I'm attending our Northern Regional District meetings up in Bemidji, so.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to county coordinators report.
Okay, I've been attending PACOM meetings. I went to the Soil and Water Awards Luncheon. I had a court security meeting. I met with the child care business with the Long Prairie Chamber and City of Long Prairie, Todd Wadena Community Corrections Board meeting, mediation, our solar project, and then attended Leading on Purpose, an education cohort that I'm doing.
I was busy. Okay, our commissioners will be coming up next, and I'd like to see, Randy, would you be able to start, please?
Yeah, thank you. Had the solid waste meeting. The facility up there looks really good. Hopefully we can have an open house coming up. And then also attended Rainbow Rider. I think we got everything, they got everything resolved up there as far as the water table issues, all that stuff. So they're proceeding along building that new facility up there. I have the Sauk River Watershed meeting tonight, and then on the 31st, Halloween, we have our District 4 meeting up in Fergus Falls. So that's all I got.
Okay. Commissioner Becker, we want to jump in, please?
On the 8th and the 13th, we had correctional meetings. As you know, Kathy Langer has resigned as our director, attended the Rainbow Rider meeting. And then on the 16th, I went to the West Central Regional Juvenile Detention. And I did, they put out programs, and I like to hand them out to each commissioner. If you would, it tells you about what their program is, the West Central juvenile programs. And also in discussion we had on the food, and we have to redo our food lunch program for the facility, and they actually qualify for the federal funding for the lunch program, school lunch program, because their clients are between those ages. Also, the next meeting is Thursday, the 15th of January, and they're going to do a tour of the facility that day. So if anybody else is interested in attending, that would be a good day to attend.
Good, very good, all right. How about you, Commissioner Denny?
Again, attended solid waste with Commissioner Newman. Yep, just mimic what he said, the building looks great. Mike Eberly introduced a couple new employees to us that he's very pleased with, so it's exciting that he's putting together a good team over there. Personnel committee meeting, working through a few things internally to get some things cleaned up. Hilltop meeting, basically just a good update. Catherine gave updates on financials, and then yeah, it's just about the amount of meals going out of there is incredible. Hands of Hope meeting, I ended up missing the Fair Board meeting, but luckily Lewis covered for me. So other than that, yeah, just busy week coming up with more meetings.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Oska?
Yes, so I had a couple development corporation meetings here we've had since the last, or at least one. We are interviewing for that director position currently. Actually, they were interviewed. I believe there will be an offer made. We had some good candidates, so it's looking like we're moving in the right direction here. We can get back into the swing of things with that one. Community corrections, we're moving forward with hiring a replacement for Kathy Langer upon her retirement here recently. So, and it seems like we've got a few good candidates for that position as well, from what I've seen. So a lot of good things happening. Hopefully we can get some of those positions filled and keep rolling.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much. Myself, I was able to attend the Soil and Water and Conservation on the 9th. That same day, I drove up to Staples to talk with the Wadena development people about potentially combining our positions, and the timing just didn't quite work out, and too many things to get through when we needed to get our position in place. So decision was made to continue with the interviews like Lou said, and we have a candidate that we're going to hopefully bring on board pending some different background checks and things like that. So so I helped participate in those interviews. That was interesting. And then we had our Parks and Boards between now and the last meeting, right? Yeah, that's where we got the well. So that was, yeah, you guys were there. It was fun. It was a good meeting.
Sorry, yeah.
It was good. That's all I got.
Mr. Chair, one more thing I'd like to say. Just want to thank our sheriff's office, our deputies and administration, investigators. They had a horrendous weekend and pulled in every direction. So just thank you for all you do and all your work. It does not go unnoticed.
Very appreciative. Thank you, men and women of our law enforcement. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd also like to say in Barb's comment about that January 15th meeting, if you would please let us know if that's going to be needed to be posted, if you're all attending.
Okay.
Okay.
Good? Everybody good? Move for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Randy. No discussion? Okay, then we're adjourned. We'll take a break and go into work session in the next 10 minutes or
Right after the sunset sometimes is a good thing.
Good? Okay, we'll begin our work session now. Time is 10:06. Well, we're almost on time. I love it. Okay, so today, Tuesday, October 21st, work session agenda. Our first agenda item is going to be an update for the County Recorder's Department organizational chart, and our administration team will present. Welcome back.
Right. Want me to start, or you can start out?
If Denise wants to. Oh, there. All right, so after discussion through personnel and with, you wanna make that full screen, Denise?
Okay.
Make your, window full screen, that'll help some. Nope, that's okay. After discussion, with personnel, they requested to bring this to work session. Currently, our generalist in the recorder's office, per the org chart, is split, 2/3 recorder, 1/3, assessor. But as far as budgeting purposes and whatnot, Kim's department, the recorder, fully funds the generalist position. And the past
60 days. For the past 60 days, the generalist has been functioning and doing work duties strictly in the county recorder's office, and it has worked out really well. It's aligned much better with the duties that come in through our counter serving our residents. We've had conversation and discussions with both the assessor and the county recorder, and we've all come to an agreement that the generalist position does fit well and strictly works on those duties for the county recorder. So we're really here today to basically clean up the org chart and remove that, basically that oval.
You scroll or open up the other
That you
page,
see.
Denise. So then you can see this is the assessor page. Instead of a full FTE, that position is just a .33. So if this would go to board, we would request eliminating that seat from the assessor, and it would just be a full person in the recorder. And in the past 60 days, there has been plenty enough work for her to stay full-time in the recorder's office and not split duties or be shared between two different departments.
Okay.
Discussions, thoughts, questions?
Well, I mean, my thought is that the two people that have managed this position have given input, and I'm not managing them day to day, so they should know their departments better than anybody. And if that's where it fits, sounds like it's a good deal. But that's 1 of 5, so speak up if you'd like to.
No, we worked through this in personnel a couple different times, and like I said, having 2 managers on board with it and helping us get it to the right spot and clean up, so you don't have multiple bosses, multiple direction. It's just it's cleaner that way, and it's budgeted for it anyways. So
The impressive thing for myself was that an elected official as well as our department head worked so well together to make this happen. I think there was a lot of questions in the beginning, and they all kind of kept their heads and figured out what worked best for the county, and it has turned out okay.
Willing to try something?
yeah.
Change can be difficult, but it can also be productive, so.
So, Mr. Chair, we are gonna eliminate that generalist, basically,
So the generalist,
the split.
the split of the generalist, yes.
because-
If your request would be to bring it to board, it would be, the generalist would solely be under recorder. It would no longer be split or shared with assessor.
Okay, because that was designed back in 2012 by an administrator of the county, and I was against it to start with. It was just, didn't make any sense.
And to my knowledge, at one point, there were multiple generalists kind of shared, and this is the last lone soldier.
Would seem to be hard to be a master to 2 people.
Yeah,
So it's all cleaned up.
yeah,
Thank you.
I agree. It's been a ongoing situation.
Okay, will you take your next steps and bring it to our board for final ratification?
cleanup.
Ratification? Good.
All right, sounds
Okay,
good.
perfect.
We would like to move on at this point to agenda item number 2, community health update. Both Jackie and Catherine are here today from the HHS division. They will present, or at least one will present, our health update, community health update.
Handouts. Thank you.
All right, love charts. Let's go charts. Okay, it's a diagram. Thank you.
Catherine, if I could ask that you send this on to the clerk file. We
Potato,
don't have this,
potato.
so we need it for public record, and it'd be nice to have it prior to the board so it could be part of public record.
No problem, I'll email it to you.
Take it away.
Good morning. So this is our annual community health update. I will keep it brief. I just want to do a quick update where we're at on our public health budget, update on some of our priorities and challenges this year. So as of September 30th, we are at 67% of our expenditures for the year, which is good. If you can imagine through 3 quarters, we should be at 75%. We're at 67%, which is good. We're currently only reliant $115,000 on the county tax levy. We have budgeted $278,000 for the year for public health fund. So as you imagine, I wouldn't expect we'll need all that, which is good. Thought I'd start with the good news. So public health is doing well. We have 18 different funding sources that I manage for 8 of our staff. So as you can imagine, we have a very diverse stream of different funds that we're able to utilize, not only for staffing, but to help our clients, to help our community, right? Which is a good thing. That's been a priority of mine over the last 10 years, is to make sure we have lots of diverse funding opportunities that aren't going to end and not be continued. A quick update with the federal shutdown, because I know it's on everyone's mind. WIC, our Women, Infant, and Children program, is a federal program, correct? All the funds come through the USDA. It's not aligned with SNAP or MFIP or any of those other things we'll hear about next, but it is a federal program through the USDA. So the USDA has secured additional funding to continue WIC benefits through the end of October, and after that, we don't know. So we want to make that clear. We already have a lot of participants. We have around 660 participants on WIC. Again, moms, babies, infants, that we support through that program, and it only continues, right? So we want to make sure that everyone knows those benefits are there to continue to apply, and that as soon as we know about November, we will see what happens. In my tenure here, we've never not been able to issue WIC benefits when we've had federal shutdowns, but we all know this year could be different. So, questions on that? No?
We're always waiting.
Yeah.
We're all waiting. Yep, for sure. So just wanted to make sure that was clear. A couple updates on some of the needs we're seeing. We continue to see our new immigrant population from Central America having a significant impact. We have about 20 Haitians currently on our caseload. That number has not gone down. It continues to be a significant need, along with Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, other Central American populations that continue to come to Long Prairie for work. There are some who are still legal to work and have work permits. There are some who do not. Again, our job is not immigration. Our job is to help moms and babies. So our main goal with these moms, typically the way it works is a client comes through WIC. We then realize they have a lot of needs, right? They have no basic supports, no way to support that baby long-term. So we assign a nurse. A nurse then works with that mom on a healthy pregnancy, making sure they get to the clinic. Just so you're aware, there is healthcare coverage for pregnant women who are undocumented during their pregnancy and 1 year postpartum. That is a state-funded program that hasn't been discontinued. It's different from Healthcare for All, which is a different program. So we are able to keep our moms on health insurance, so to make sure they have a healthy baby, healthy pregnancy, and then postpartum period. And our real goal is to connect them to community resources. Most of our immigrant population wants to get back to work, and so it's to make sure that we're supporting them with finding childcare, finding work, supporting the needs of that infant. That could be a car seat, pack and play for safe sleep, those types of things. But the need now is probably the greatest I've seen in the 16 years I've been here. A lot of our families don't have any support. They don't have any other family members or other people to rely on. So it's been very stressful on our staff. I think the uncertainty of not knowing if you're going to be deported or not, or if your work permit's going to come through or not, is really challenging. So it's sort of meeting those day-to-day needs. We've worked with the food shelf to open up in the evenings. We've worked with a lot of our community groups to support them. A lot of churches have been supporting our immigrant population as they understand that many who are here don't have any other options. A lot have been sending money home, so don't have. Those who had funds seem to have already left Long Prairie, but those who are here. So as far as I know, there's about 300 Haitians still in Long Prairie. So I just want to make that clear. That population is very vulnerable and very needy, very low health literacy, high issues with chronic disease and infectious disease. So it continues to be something we're working on very closely. The language barrier is a huge issue as well, something we've had to use a lot of funding for interpreters, things like that. So that continues to be a struggle. And I know Stephen's units dealt with it as well.
Catherine, do the food shelves offer baby formula and diapers? Do you know, do they carry those supplies?
No, they don't. There is a group that Candace Ajito Gores runs called Hearts United, a nonprofit, and she does some. Typically, no, formula is something that we shouldn't really give out if it's, unless we distribute it through WIC, of course, but she does have some formula. We do participate in the diaper bank program out of Cass County, so we do have a stash of diapers. I don't want to say that too loud. When there's a need, we are able to distribute diapers to those families in need. But we do send them to Hearts United, but typically, no, the food shelf doesn't have those items.
If I can, Catherine, you said there's a language barrier. What language, do they have their own language then?
Yep, Haitian Creole. So Haiti's different from Dominican, which is on the same island. They were colonized by the French and then brought over African slaves. And so it's a blended language of sort of French Haitian Creole, sort of a local dialect. It's very unique. It's not Spanish. It's much more of a French dialect. So it's difficult. I think a lot of, some of our Haitians do speak Spanish, but we do not have a Haitian Creole in-person interpreter. I had one and he left, and I had another one and they left. So it's been difficult. We use our phone interpreter, our AMN, our video, and our DHS language line, but it takes a lot of time. The biggest issue is the literacy level. Many who came from Haiti didn't go to school longer than 6th grade and didn't have any kind of stable sense of healthcare government. So understanding how to fill out applications, things like that can be really difficult. So it takes a lot of time. Secondly, I just want to talk about, priorities. One, support our moms and babies, right? That's number one. As we know, if we don't give those moms and babies a good start, unfortunately, that can lead to abuse, neglect, maltreatment. So it's something, especially in those homes, there's a lot of stress, as you can imagine. So we're trying to prevent that from occurring, as we all know the cost of out-of-home placement. So that's number one. Number two is identifying those emerging risks with infectious disease. We still see a lot of latent tuberculosis in our community. Again, latent tuberculosis is an inactive form of tuberculosis. Unfortunately, if your immune system declines, it can flip into full tuberculosis, which is a very infectious lung disease, right? And can cause serious issues. We've seen some babies as well born with some more challenging congenital defects and challenges from moms who haven't had health care consistently. So that's something we continue to see. Third, we really just have to collaborate with community partners. As you can imagine, me and my 8 staff cannot do it all. So we try to make sure that we have a lot of community partners to help us out, from healthcare to the Hearts United, the Food Shelf, the Chamber, Wave Office, all those groups. Head Start's been doing a great job. But I think what's difficult, and I've spoken to TCCA about it as well, they've said the same thing. There's so much need that it's becoming where, one, there's not enough funding, of course, but also how to prioritize need, right? When there's a lot more people applying for assistance and applying for emergency assistance, things like that we didn't see in the past. So Yeah, it's been a tough couple months, I would say, especially for our staff. And I want to thank them because I think dealing with families who are dealing with these stressors can be really challenging and stressful on your own family, right? And stressful when you have a lot of gratitude for what you have, but yet you're working with families that don't have the same sense of security. So that's it. Questions?
Are we seeing any measles? I mean, you continue to hear measles being brought up in the news, but.
Not much. You know, there was a health alert a while back. There was a couple more measles cases in the metro, but we haven't seen much, no. And we've had suspect measles cases in our Amish Mennonite population, but we haven't had any confirmed cases.
Okay.
And the challenge there is testing. So if you don't get tested, but if there was a true outbreak, we would see it.
There was something in the Long Prairie School District of what's it called? Hand,
foot, and mouth.
Hand, foot, and mouth.
That's really common in especially in preschools and daycare. So not a major concern though.
Right.
So do we have anybody teaching adults English? There is a class.
Adult
that-
Basic Ed. Brian Tollefson does an amazing job. He came to one of our classes here. He had a number of Haitians in his class as well, and a number of Spanish speakers. So I think he keeps doing more and more classes because there's such a need.
Okay, where's that located?
Freshwater, out of the elementary school, the backside of that Adult Basic Ed program.
Okay, all right.
The diagram is from PHAB, which is Public Health.
Accreditation Board, yep. So the diagram I gave you is just a reminder. I think one of the challenges is that's what public health is supposed to do, right? I think the challenge is, and again, those are sort of our basic areas and competency levels, right? But it's meeting the needs, right, is something, and locally what we're dealing with when we're told, here's what you're supposed to work on, and then here's what the true needs are. So I think that's something we always have to balance. I like to remind you of the depth of public health because I think that's important to see how broad public health can be. And often we don't hear about it until there's a pandemic or until there's something, major outbreak of something. But, knock on wood, we've been fortunate to not have too much infectious disease issues. But anytime we have new populations coming in, and I've said this before, it's a concern, right? So I don't see that changing anytime soon with our employers. So I think it's something you always have to be prepared for. And again, this population that we're seeing coming in is not vaccine hesitant like some of our current population, but it's getting them vaccinated, but it's also coming in with certain conditions. Same with measles, it's travel related a lot when you see those cases come in. So when people are traveling more, that's when you start to see issues with infectious disease.
Okay, thank you very much. Any,
Thank you.
Catherine.
Yep, thank you so much.
Thanks, Catherine.
Okay, agenda item number 3, our work session is the financial services update. And I think we have a team here to present. Look at these folks. All right, we got more handouts? Love handouts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all right. We like just information.
Thank you.
Hi, Julie. Sorry.
All right, good morning. Just here to give a quick, short update on the Financial Support Services Unit. Catherine gave an excellent introduction to the same challenges that we deal with in our unit, same populations, same, very similar challenges. So I won't cover all of that because it's essentially, the same issues that we are challenged with. What you have in front of you is that on that handout is just a list of programs that we administer. And it also on the bottom has the current case numbers and staffing. As you can see, a large number of our staff are quite new. This continues to be a challenge as it takes several years to get folks up and running. So if you look at those numbers with that many new staff, if you look at the number less than 3 is quite a, large percentage of our staff. So that's the challenge that we are currently working through, with the recent, addition of the 2 additional lead workers. We're seeing improvement in training, but I'd have to say that due to the length of the hiring and initial training process, our 4 most recent hires are only just now taking their initial intake. So, if you think about, that's roughly, so from the beginning of when we started the process, about 6 months. So it's gets drug out quite a long time with getting folks hired and getting them into training. So we're really hoping that those lead, the 3 lead eligibility workers are gonna have, they already do, but have much more accessible to the new staff, whereas we were in a lot of meetings and, they're already much more accessible to the new staff, so that's been wonderful. I would say the, right now, because we're getting, all these new staff on board, they have to go through their classroom training, so, it takes them, a month to 3 months to get through all that classroom training, and then they would be able to be working with the lead workers one-on-one. Currently, our lead workers are all carrying 2 to 4 times the caseload size they should have. We just don't have the staff for the caseloads, so they are beyond stepping it up. We continue to see great dedication from everyone in our unit, and the morale is quite good considering the workload that they're up against and have been for quite some time. So definitely positive area is that. We continue to see nothing has changed as far as the just continuing policy changes. Of course, with that the passage of that recent legislation that affects public assistance, we're anticipating even larger changes coming up. Much of that's unknown at this point, but from what we see, I would guess a large bit of it is going to be administrative. It's just administrative burden, paperwork, but we just don't know at this point how much or what that's going to look like. I think the biggest changes in SNAP and cash programs have been related to reporting requirements. So the family cash program, say, would have been, if they had earned income in the household, would have been monthly reporters. They would have reported their income every month. That has they're essentially going to all 6-month reporting. So you have 6-month reviews and then recertifications annually. So not necessarily all negative. There are some positives to that. It can lead to less touching of the case, but there are more opportunities for overpayments needing to be cited because something wasn't reported. And the same goes for the SNAP program, the food support. It's kind of even hard to explain what they've changed. Like the new guides that they gave for both of those programs for these new reporting are like a combined total of 70 pages. Just for that one thing, which is just reporting and how we respond to it. So I just wanted to give an example of like a change with the SNAP program, which the guide is 47 pages long. And this is just one of the changes that how we respond to it. So there was a Q&A that they had done, and an agency had asked, when we receive return mail with a forwarding address from a post office, do we resend the mail to the forwarding address or only resend it if we are contacted by the client, which is what our guidance is at this point, but everybody was questioning it. And the answer was acting on return mail with a forwarding address during their certification period depends on whether the unit is subject to 6-month reporting or change reporting. I won't go into all that, but different populations have different reporting requirements. But in this case, with the 6-month reporter, you hold our guidance is to hold acting on return mail until the unit's next renewal. Do not take further action, including mailing return mail to the forwarding address. At renewal time, discuss the returned mail with the client. So I think it's pretty easy to see that how are they going to get their renewal in the first place if we haven't acted on that return mail. So that's just one of those changes that when you look at it in total with all of the other changes, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, honestly, that seems ridiculous. So what they're getting at is it's supposed to be easier for the client. less reporting, less paperwork and everything. But I mean, honestly, that's not in their interest to not get their mail. You know, we would ordinarily have forwarded it. So those kinds of changes, you know, and of course the continued, you know, they're not updating systems. If they do update systems, like made updates with some of these new requirements, it can take up to a year or never. You know, like they just don't, they just would just continue to work around all these issues. So it's a big, you know, it's a big task. That's part of what they're up against down there, is just keeping up with these changes and making sure that we're following all the policies. So applications generally for SNAP and cash have remained close to double what they were 5 years ago. Active cases are pretty stable from almost exactly what we had a year ago. So I thought it'd be kind of good to talk about how our intakes can be, like the applications we receive can be double, but yet our active cases are not. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why we would get more applications, but denials will take us the same amount of processing as an approval. So we get an application, we have to process it the same way. So if you have a large number of people applying that they have excess income, you know, they're you know, have excess income, that's not found out until the full interview and, you know, gathering all that information. So just an explanation of why there could be so many more intakes, but not. So again, it's more of an administrative. We're just doing a lot of paperwork, a lot of interviewing, and like Catherine said, with populations with language barriers, it can take up 2 to 3 times longer to do an interview, you know, through a language line. So it's very time consuming. I had one on Friday that we're here until 5:15 because it's an emergency SNAP case. You know, that interview took almost 2 hours. Well, it really shouldn't take that long, you know, but that they are dealing with that a lot too. But yeah, I'll just let Julie and Laura have a few words about the healthcare for our families and adults without children and foster care energy assistance.
So with energy assistance, they are up and running, have a lot of applications at this point. Currently, they're at 806.
806 applications?
Yep.
Is that a household, like a address number, or is that just like individuals?
That's applications, that's each household.
Okay.
Total applications processed for the last season was 1,308. So, yep, they're up and running and they're processing constant. Current year, at this point, the primary heat award is looking to be around 518. That can fluctuate depending on what numbers we end up with. Last year, the number was 553. Once we have not received funding yet, they can't release any funding as of yet, and they're also part of the shutdown. So, and once that's lifted, then they'll be able to release those funds, but it'll be about a month after those funds actually are available. And so far with the ERRs, they have, and that's replacement or repair of furnaces. They're at 27 applications. Last year they had 169 events, so that's going to. Otherwise, for foster care, we've been going through some trainings with our regional DHS rep. And other than that, there's, busy. Yes.
Right. So I'll report on child support first. For the federal fiscal year of 2024, Todd County alone distributed $2,965,646 in child support collections. That unit continues to exceed the statewide average, and and those are like our 5 performance measures that if we meet the, certain percentage for each percentage that we receive. So our paternity establishment, we're over 100% on those. Order establishment is 88.26%. Collections on current support for 2024 was 77.35%, and on arrears was 73.68. And then our cost effectiveness is $3.49 for every dollar spent. As far as METS goes, like Stephen mentioned, with those legislative changes coming down, we're really focused on those, even though they haven't taken effect yet, and they won't start until about fall of 2026. But I know you've heard me say it before and probably heard it from several other places as well, but with METS and the systematic limitations, it's a little unnerving with these, increased frequency of renewals, potential work requirements, how that system is going to accommodate and how much additional work for our county workers that will entail. Like Stephen said, administrative.
Go ahead when you're done, I'll comment on that.
All right, so administrative duties, working in a system that there's a lot of workarounds to, which just takes extra time. Currently, we're dealing with the system's not functioning correctly anyway, so a lot of workarounds are closing a case and reopening it, but we can't even do that right now. So it creates a lot of frustration, both for our clients who need the coverage and for the workers who are then manually tracking all of these things that once they can take action on it, they're going to need to do, so.
I think that's where I want to kind of step in, is you, in October, end of October, you're going to have your AMC district meeting, and this is where you're going to select your AMC priority for the next legislative year. We strongly believe, and I've heard this from Julie Ring, that it's going to be systems modernization. We need, as a county, to invest back administratively in the work that we do because we're not getting it from the state. We're not. It's taking much more time to process these applications that now we're gonna need to do twice a year versus once a year. I'm not saying that's wrong, but that's what's gonna happen for us in moving forward. We're gonna see less federal funding from 50% to 25% possibly. And the systems just don't work. And you heard that at policy in September, I think. So how can we give back to our staff that are now gonna need to touch these cases twice a year? There's a software out there that's called Caseworks, and I'm collecting information, but there's gonna be a bridge for the cost that we already pay for app extender that we have that does not meet the needs of our county. It's very labor intensive and just doesn't work well. But Caseworks, we are the donut hole of the state that doesn't have Caseworks. But it comes with a cost. I'm looking for a bridge to get us from app extender cost to Caseworks, and I'm just getting these numbers now. Nate Bertram has presented this to Morrison County as well. I think if we invest, we can save in the long run in efficiencies, but also in the work that we do to meet the needs of the applications. So that's to come. But as we move towards a priority with MAXA and with AMC, we need to align with doing administratively being able to do the work, but do it efficiently. So that's to come. But I just kind of wanted to bridge that conversation now and start that. There's been a lot of work and applications that come in each day. And the answer to the state is, oh, close that case and reopen it. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And we need to do something to give back because these caseload sizes are extremely high. The staff, I think, are doing the best they can with with the work that they have in front of them, which also has been contributing to our staffing issues, turnaround. As they introduce staff into some of the new programs, they just don't want to do it because it's so complex and it takes 2 years to train and be proficient. And if we can keep them for 2 years, that's great, but we're not able to do that. And we're not the only county out there in this position, so. But more to come on that software that I think can help us, because there is a cross walk between App Extender with auditor treasurers, but they have that figured out, and the ability for the work to be done outside of Health and Human Services, yet invest in some of the software inside.
Yeah, if I can just piggyback on Jackie's comment, the Caseworks gentleman reached out to me, not knowing who the contact was, explained this whole software, and I was just, my mind was blown, because all I could think about was every time you present. So I gave him Jackie's contact, and then Jackie and I discussed it, and I'm like, this is something you gotta bring to finance, because I really feel the county needs to assist with it. The gentleman explained it's gonna lighten their workload. It's gonna take all these applications, and the software program can eliminate the issues that they're having. And I was just enamored by what I learned, and I don't even work in this division. So I want to piggyback and say that when we get to finance, we really need to look at getting this software for Jackie's division, even if our side of the world has to pick it up some of the cost.
I'm hopeful that we'll have an opportunity to bridge that gap, but I need to go down that road yet that I haven't been able to do. We're
And we
just
we did talk about how expensive it was, but I think the expense is gonna outweigh the issues you have with staffing and all the time of application, redoing. It was just, like I said, a wonderful program.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
If I can chime in also, at our MRC meeting in Alec last month, that was, I think, the number one priority was to work on that system, and that's all the rural counties voted on that as number one issue between all the counties. So yeah, it's a issue that seems to be ongoing and never being fixed.
And I sit on general government for AMC, and our same thing.
Yeah,
We need to fix DHS.
yeah.
They gotta upgrade their system. It's 1930 technology.
Yeah.
And that's how they put it.
It really
You know,
is.
we're dealing with 1930 technology in our DHS system. Why? And then you look at the $1 billion of fraud that
Yeah.
And you
is out
wonder-
there. They could have paid for a damn system.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so more to come on that. I think we can, I'll present that, but I think we can do better here to really support the staff. And maybe even that will alleviate some of the turnover that I'm hoping, because it's been very difficult and burdensome and stressful for them.
I keep hearing bridging the gap. That's something that I guess is in your court. You're gonna try to figure out.
I'm working on that, yep. It's
Bridge.
gonna take a little bit of legwork, but I think we have some opportunity within the region, because our region, Morrison, Todd, Wadena, Cass, and Crow Wing, does not have Caseworks. And when you look at Caseworks map, we are truly the donut hole of the state that doesn't have it. And it works well for everybody else.
It's a
I think
discussion,
it's a
it's for
fiscal
discussion
thing.
with
Yeah.
Region 5 or
Yep.
Sourcewell or somebody, right?
Exactly where I
Okay.
was going. So,
Good. Yeah, that presentation in MRC was like eye-opening. Like, they had it up on the screen, they had Maxis and Mets up there, and it was like,
Yeah.
I thought I was back in the 80s looking at a estimating screen over at
think
Hart Press. Is bad.
Representative Wiener said it well. It's the Oregon Trail back in the 80s that, if you
Yeah.
remember what the Oregon Trail was, it's that archaic.
Might be almost like Pong.
It is, yeah, right? It's amazing to me how our government can mandate healthcare to become more efficient and be interoperable, but yet we can't do it ourselves. So I'll leave it at that.
Well, you all look good. For the caseload you're doing, you all look great, so keep up the good work. I mean, you got a lot of less than 1 years on here, so keep the faith, so thank you for the update.
And I think Stephen did a great job of reiterating too, like, very thankful for the staff we have, their optimism, their dedication to their job and the community that they serve. It shows and reflects in their work every day, so, thank you.
And I think it's important that you know that we as the commissioners, when we go to these meetings, we relay what you're telling us on to say, yeah, it's a problem. And I think that's our job that hopefully can help you out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our work session's complete. I think we're time to call it quits for the day, well, for the morning. Okay.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So